Congressman, it's a pleasure to have you back on the program. You came on last, right after Alan Gross's release, and you told me you'd never been prouder to be an American. How would you explain the president's plan to normalize relations to these Americans, like the ones in the audience tonight, who have lost everything? We've lost family members to the Castro regime.
Well, there's always pain when people have suffered under a communist regime. And the question really is, how do we ease that pain, what we can do to give them some comfort. But the most important thing, of course, is the security of the United States and what is in the best economic interests of the United States. No one can challenge that we're not going to overthrow the communist government in Cuba with an embargo. Over 50 years has proven that. Nor are we trying to overthrow the Chinese government or the Vietnam government in order for the world to get along easier and to make certain that people live a better life. We have to have trade. We got to do this, and we got to insist that Cuba improve their human rights agenda.
Well, there's been plenty of dissent on the Hill to that opinion. One of the lawmakers who opposes this plan to normalize, it's Congresswoman Alana Ross Layton, and she has as her guest a woman who lost her father to the Castro regime, and she talked about that earlier today to my colleague Jose Diaz-Balart. Listen to this.
We should listen to the dissidents who say this is not the way to go about getting freedom and democracy on the island. The Cuban military runs all of the tourism enterprise in Cuba, so you're really feeding the monster that then oppresses the people.
Anything to that charge, that you're feeding the monster with this plan?
Listen, Congresswoman Roslin is one of the most sensitive, wonderful people in the United States Congress, and we have to feel pain for all of her losses and all of the other Cuban Americans that have really suffered as a result of some of the policies in Cuba. And we have that no matter what country people have come from. We have those type of stories. But the question is, what are we going to do for the future? Not what we've done in the past, and how can we change these things now? I don't think anyone can challenge that what the president has done is made it easier for Republicans and Democrats to get over the political hang-up, and that is the electoral vote in Florida, and to do what everyone knows, and that is move toward normalization and to make certain that the Cuban people have an opportunity to really see what democracy can do. We've seen what is done in South Korea. We have to make certain that we communicate with people and trade with people. I was in Cuba when the president announced the policy, and most of the Cubans were saying that there's two things they love about America. One, American movies. Two, every darn thing else. And so let's take advantage of this friendship. Let's expand trade and let them see what democracy is really all about.
Congressman Charlie Rangel with a very clear response to those on the Hill making a statement against these normalization plans. Thank you so much, Congressman.